Hello everyone, welcome back. We're at the tower entrance, and for this route, there's not actually a lot of differences, say, for which weapon we're using. This is more like an updated version of the stage itself. We have one less darkness to work with, so we actually do need to keep in mind just how much mana we have throughout the level. As usual, the second time through I'm only going to be focusing on the rooms that have altered. I would say that the old tutorial on the tower entrance is still very valid if you wanted to have safer strats, for example. In fact, when it comes to fighting Black Knight 2 later on, I'm going to directly say straight up, if you want to learn how to kill Black Knight in the air, the aerial battle that I did back then will still suffice. I'll comment slightly on a couple of audio cues that I have for it, but other than that, I'm not going to cover the aerial battle again. However, the grounded battle has changed. Obviously, we have the Bounding Soul. We don't have Skeletal Sentry, so I will be going over how you can knock Black Knight down effectively and how you can actually manage a fairly consistent stun lock if that is the fight you want to go for. I'm still not particularly comfortable with that fight. However, it is technically faster, pending that you do not get interrupted by Terrapin. This room right here is another room that I will be covering a little more in depth, mostly because this trick is hardly worth it. It can also not only get you killed, but is very precise. And you are offered one last chance to kind of take a breather, gather your thoughts. Of course, instead of taking a break like any normal person would, I'm swinging around the room like an idiot. Friendly reminder not to take this room too lightly because I have died on multiple recce pace runs in this room. In terms of any other last thoughts that I leave you with before we face Black Knight 2, is I hope that you took any last opportunities to look at your arsenal, see if you needed any more health or mana. A lot more runners these days are looking for Bounding Soul as a beginning route, and it's not honestly a terrible place to start. It's certainly got a lot of benefits to it over the Skeletal Sentry route. That said, it is still a trickier route to overall master. And again, I could not have done basically the majority of these guides without the help of many friends and the S-Trainer program that was made by Fladdervy. I hope that everyone has been making very liberal use of it by now. And on this playthrough, you're going to see just, again, the standard air kill. It's exactly the same as it has been before. You're going to see that I actually slightly messed up here, and I got a wide swing from Black Knight at one point, which is a little strange, and it's a little hard to readjust from that if he starts to linger on the wall like that. But if you've practiced this enough, then just as I have, you should be able to keep yourself airborne and manage to defeat him regardless. So back in this first room, what we're doing is we're going to cut out one of the Judgment Rushes that we used to do. You're going to start by mashing attack and Judgment Rush just like you usually would, but instead of mashing a second Judgment Rush on that red slime samurai, you're going to let this first one ride out, and you want to let yourself climb over the ledge off the first rush's swing. This will let you get over the ledge without a ledge hop. Make sure you pull back once you grind on top of the bubbles, that you don't bonk into the wall. And then for this next Judgment Rush, you're going to wait till you get past this dark pillar in the background, just so that you don't turn around and accidentally Judgment Rush the red slime samurai. From here, the rest of the room plays out the same. After rushing the Dark Wisdom, you rush the Cricket. You do 2 dash attacks on this next Dark Wisdom. A lava pot should be flying just in front of you, so you do have a little bit of leeway on this first room in case you make some mistakes to catch this first cycle. So again, this first room here, start out with a rush, let yourself come over the ledge, break the bubbles, do another rush past this dark pillar, rush on the Wisdom and Cricket, and then dash attack this last Wisdom and damage boost your way out. Now this next room is an improvement that Tolu found. Instead of using a Judgment Rush as soon as we enter this room and picking up the big darkness that is on the top left side, we climb up a little bit higher, do a small wall kick, and then we grind using this moving platform to kind of bonk our head against it so that we can turn around more quickly. It's pretty fast, but it's also a little scary. Now one of the keys to this room is that you actually have to climb up higher than you would probably need to make it over this ledge. If you climb to here and then wall kick, the moving platform will then be on its way to the left. And this is important because as you're trying to jump to the right, you need that moving platform to be out of the way. So that small amount of time that you waste by climbing up higher is just enough such that when you turn right, jump, and then regrind, it'll be out of the way and you can jump without falling down. This trick is about a 1-second time save, and if you want to just rush instead, if you don't know how much mana you have, grabbing the darkness is not a bad idea. Now, if you're following the darkness route, you kept up with that last room the way I just showed, then you can judgment rush this rat, and then do a down dash, and you don't need to do an up dash on the next one. You could just do an up dash off the second one. That's more dependent on rat RNG. But you do need to, at the very least, dash attack one of those rats if you're going to judgment rush any of them. That'll prevent you from having to pick up the large darkness in this room, and that'll leave you with just enough mana that when you get to the gold duck knight in this room, the long crusher room, you'll have enough mana to judgment rush him. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is this long room with the 3 gravedigger enemies. This is actually pretty easy. Just as soon as you drop down, hold down right, start your grind, and immediately jump, you will basically every single time clear this. I've not bonked into him unless if I didn't jump. As for this second gravedigger, you can actually ride this whole thing. As long as you're hugging the right wall, you can just keep grinding. I like to jump because the water's flowing against you, so it's slowing you down a little bit. This jump makes that section a little bit scary, but with enough practice, you shouldn't have any problems not jumping into the pit. Now on this little bush over here, you're actually going to cut it. I know you can make the jump just by grinding. However, it's faster to not ledge hop, so you're going to spend a small moment here bringing this bush up and then jump into a dash attack. Now, if you start your grind up and then jump almost immediately after landing, like once you know you're close enough to jump and grab the ladder, do so, and you'll actually be able to climb and avoid having to attack or get hit by the gravedigger enemy. So I would recommend practicing this last little bit too. And again, this room at full speed, jump, ride, jump is optional, slash dash the bush, and then jump and climb out. So I made a small comparison for this next section with Bertha, and on the right is the old strat. It's a lot safer. You usually just jump over. However, to be absolutely faster and make sure that you're saving time, you need to just ride off, and when you do this whiff dash attack, it needs to whiff. You will not be able to grab the darkness, unfortunately, because you're going that much faster. So you need to make sure you have enough darkness to rush the gold duck knight. But by not jumping, because even if you do jump and you get the dash attack, you're still going to lose time because Bertha will have caught up to you. You can see on the left, because of the whiff dash attack without the jump, I was able to actually dash attack off her face instead of having to dash attack twice. So now we're going to take a look at Bertha at full speed. On the left, pay attention, it's riding off, whiff dash attack, make sure you have the darkness to do this rush, and jump here so you cut the corner and you can just do a dash attack off Bertha's face. Now this room has a pretty easy change. Just jump and do a dash attack here. This is actually slightly faster than the old way we had of doing it, where we would do a bunch of dash attacks underneath. And then you can just jump or do another dash attack at the very end as well. As I mentioned before, the aerial battle already has a well-done tutorial. It's still the fight that I go for in my runs. However, the grounded battle is something that has yet to be fully understood or executed properly. You're going to start off the fight. As soon as you have movement, you're going to move up to the black line just like we did for the aerial battle, but you'll be turning around and sliding kind of toward it. During this slide, you need to launch a bounding soul to your left. By itself, this is not going to knock Black Knight down. You actually have to bait him, so you have to move to the left and get underneath him. You want to be roughly over this black line, slightly past it, just a little bit. That will cause him to jump and then get hit by the bounding soul before he has a chance to hit Terrapin. Now the first hit here is a regular slash, but you want to avoid getting any dash attacks. To do that, you need to swing your scythe before he becomes targetable, so you get a regular slash. So after you knock him down, it's 2 hits, and then he's going to dodge backwards, keep up with him, and then you're going to do 3 more hits just like you did that second one. So it's you attack before he becomes targetable, jump, attack, again a little early. The window is pretty tight here. On the third attack, he's going to try and dodge again. If you get an accidental dash attack on the third set of these chains, then it's okay, you can usually recover from it because you'll be landing while he's dodging backwards anyway. Now start pushing him to the left, so slash, jump, early attack again, so you get just a regular slash, slash, jump. And keep an eye on Terrapin as you do this third one in this set. You need to jump clear over him, and you'll barely be able to make it over him and attack Black Knight with an early cut again on that same jump. This is extremely difficult. After that big leap, you need to again keep up with this stun lock, get a regular slash, jump, and then do another early slash if you can. If you get a dash attack like I did, again this was the third in the set, so it's not that big of a deal. At this point, you want to try and keep him in the corner, so stay a little bit toward his right and push him back into the corner. So again, you're doing one cut on the ground, jump, do another cut as you're landing, and then do one more, and then Terrapin's really close to you at this point. You need Black Knight to jump to the right as he tries to dodge you, and you need Terrapin to damage boost you in that same direction. I flubbed just a little bit. You can see that I actually didn't get the damage boost immediately. However, I was still able to get a pretty decent kill here. Just make sure you run up to Black Knight. He should try to do some type of attack that'll stall him on the ground. If he does his shovel drops, you can still get into a decent position. Just make sure you run up to him and then repeat your stun lock. So slash him to get him out of his attack, then approach him in the air and do another early slash. One more early slash, so that's 3 more hits. He will attempt to dodge you into the corner, and then you have to get these last 2 hits before Terrapin gets you. Otherwise, he's going to jump back up onto Terrapin. Now, for whatever reason, provided that you do the fight just like this, you can actually finish Black Knight off right here, and you can skip the point where he's on half a heart and he jumps to Terrapin. Alright, so here's your grounded battle at full speed. Remember that you gain control of Specter 7 beats after the song starts. So you move up to the black line, fire a soul, move back to the other black line, begin your stun lock, slash, jump, slash, jump. Again, get on the other side of him, jump over Terrapin. Every 3 hits, he's going to try and dodge you. Take this damage boost, chase Black Knight down, 1, 2, 3, dodge, 1, 2, done. Again, this is easily the stupidest fight that has gotten improved. The grounded battle is faster, it's just, man, you really need to nail each and every one of those slashes. Any small mistake will immediately cause you to drop the stun lock, and then you're going to end up with Black Knight jumping everywhere. Next time we'll be finishing up the any % route with the Enchantress and Nightmare Rees. Till then, stay spooky.